Hello everyone, my name is Jedediah and I'll be talking to you today about Marcille, a hero from the game AFK Journey. Um, Hope you enjoyed my other videos with Honor Duel, but we're going to be talking solely about this hero today and why I think she's absolutely amazing and why I think you should definitely pull her now because she's a dimensional hero and dimensional heroes are very hard to get when they're not on banner. And by on banner, I mean going to the Mystical House, Noble Tavern, and see, you got the dimensional call is open right now. It's going to be open for another 20 days and 4 hours as of the time I'm taping this. So you got another 20 days to try to pull Marcille or Lyles. I think I'm saying that right. Or Laos maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so Marcille is the one I think is fantastic at PvP and I'm going to try to show you why. At the end of the video, I'm going to go through her skills, just to give you a rundown, but you may have already seen other people's videos on the skills. You may already know about that. So I'm going to dive right into the stuff that might be different than other people are doing. So I'm going to show you some battles, and we're going to make them up on the fly and just show you. And I've already got, my guild leader has a setup in his friendly duel. And it's a Shemira build. It's got Shemira, Pandora, Callan, Miru, and Cyran. This is a fairly common build to run in Supreme or especially Clashfronts, where you're running the 5 teams or the 3 teams, depending on if you're a Vanguard or not. Obviously, it's Graveborn. It's got the Graveborn Phantasmal. My first group I have set up is a Lightborn, and I'm running the Seismic Charm. You can also run Pact Bond and get similar results with this group as far as what Marcille around her. I think she's best with Pact Bond and Seismic. I prefer Seismic, but you might need Seismic on another team. But anyway, we're going to just show a lot of fights against this specific group because this is a pretty standard group and the artifact is Star Blessed. Just to give you an idea of her numbers and what she can put out against a generally regarded as a good PvP team. It's a well-balanced, good PvP team. So we're going to run this right now, and hopefully we get the results we want to see. I've been running results early. She's going to be doing 2 different skills for the 2-second and 3-second when she's doing AoE damage, and she's also doing direct damage. But once she gets that ult off, that's when you watch these HP bars drop when she said all this. Boom! They just get rode down when she starts chanting that. Yeah, dazzling DPS. I mean, and here's why. Look at this. And I intentionally built this group in a way so that she would be the main damage dealer. So Perseus isn't doing it. Walker isn't doing it. So we've got, I mean, he's doing a little bit, but this is what we're talking about here. I wish they could give you a skills breakdown as far as, hey, here's what skill did this damage and whatnot, but I don't suppose they have that functionality or will ever provide that functionality. But yeah, so you can see this group typically will have Cyran and Shemira doing a lot of damage. But to give you a comparison, I think she's like comparable, if not even better than Cyran. So we're going to run that same group, same exact group, and the only different thing we're going to do is we're going to take Marcille out, Cyran in, and we're going to look at those numbers. I think she had, what, 34k, 340k, something like that.
Now, let's see who dares
We'll
to
look at it again
challenge
side
me.
by side. So, make a battle. Run the same battle. There's Cyran's in here instead. I mean, in this grouping, obviously, it's by no means a well-known PvP group. I don't think anybody's running Walker, Perseus, Luda, Fusion, and either Cyran or Marcille in this squad. No one's running it. It's just not something that people
Who
do.
could possibly stand
Perseus is
against
used it with
me?
other people. Cyran is used it with other people. But yeah, I did not look at that. Hold on. Sorry. Let's go back out of here and go directly to those 2 different replays. And, dual history. Okay, so that you can get to your history of who you've been fighting. Here's that first match where she did 36k, right? And then we're going to look at the second match, and he did 32k. So she did more damage. I mean, this team still won, but she did even more damage, right? So that's comparable with the same artifact, same thing. The only difference was swapping Marcille and Cyran in and out. So let's go back and build some more groups and show you what I'm talking about there. Help out my guild mates there. They're building something. Let's see. We're friends. Let's see. I'm going to go back to guild. and do some friendly dueling inside the guild list. Go back to Ike. Okay, so you've seen the okay, and real quickly we'll go back and show you the different one with Pat. We'll run it with Pat. Play and see if this does anything different. I think it's the same exact results from our earlier testing, but there could be some RNG that I'm not. See their HP bar is full, and then they just drop right when she opens. And the cool thing about Marcille is if she's going against Dunlinger will try to negate some of her damage with that ult. You know, he's blocking her from ulting, but she still does a ton of damage, the same way Cyran does. Cyran is not like specifically ult dependent. He does a lot of heavy damage even without his ult. Now, obviously, they're both do a lot more with their ultimate, and they see 39,000 damage with that. Same thing, I think she did 36 with the other. So, and Cyran did 32. So let's go into the same group. And this time we're going to go back to Seismic. And we're going to get rid of everybody. We're going to build a new one. No formation. We're going to go to, let's run a Wilder. Because a lot of people are running Wilder with her, but we're not even going to run, you know, we're going to kind of do somewhat what they say to do with Fedor and Radeon buffing her. But we're not going to do everything. So I'm going to throw out Pain. I'm gonna put the Phantasmal on her, and who else do we want to throw in here? I don't think it really matters. Let's put Lily back. She can kind of block one of their ults or something. I don't know if they try to get an ult out. So this is not an unreasonable group. It's not something I think people are running, especially with Pang in there. But I want to try to showcase Marcille, so we're gonna hit battle. Blocking Mirror. I mean, that's why Mirror's in there to protect those guys from the ult. And see, they're just gone. They're just gone. Marcille didn't even have to ult. I don't even think she ulted that time, and she did 32k without an ult. So she just mowed them down. Let's watch the replay one more time and watch their HP bars. See, they're red. Watch those red values and watch Marcille's. Oh, she did ult. Never mind. That's right. It went crazy. So when she did get that ult, and it was so much faster because Radion's buffing her up and Fedor's buffing her up. So she's getting a massive advantage. So you can see why a lot of people recommend that you run her with Wilder. I think Yapala is recommending several groups with her, and they're all Wilder based. I think there's one other that's it's got a lot of Lightborn, and I think Aliseth is in that group as well. But yeah, as you can see, she is really powerful. Doing 32k by herself, and drops people almost instantaneous when she starts that chanting ult. So let's run. Well, no, let's put Cyran in instead. Let's put Cyran in here. Same group, just tossing Cyran, hitting battle. We're gonna look at those. Cyran's obviously preventing their artifact as well, which is another bonus to having Cyran. Marcille can't do that. But Cyran can't heal people. Cyran can't revive people. So there are benefits to having Marcille out there as well over Cyran. And as you can see, a lot more people got involved. And whereas before it was basically Marcille doing all the heavy lifting. So we're going to go back to Marcille. Bear with me. Let's see. I'm going to get this to load. And we're going to go back to Marcille being in there. And we're going to run on Pack Bond this time and see what kind of numbers we get this time. I don't remember what her base value was. 36 first time we landed with Seismic. And then Pack Bond is basically comparing. Oh, maybe it was more like 32. I think it was somewhere around 32 the last time she ran. And you can see there's no one's doing much damage. The way Cyran was in there. So she's getting some heals out. She's doing a lot of damage. And this is, again, this is not a standard group by any means. I mean, it's got a lot of the common factors. I don't think anybody's running Pang out there in any arenas. Not specifically with Marcille and so forth and so on. We're going to go ahead and hit the duel. And we're going to go to the next group. So we've done White Bear and we've done Wilder. So we're gonna drop Wilder. We're gonna build a Mauler group with her, right? And I did this earlier. Let's see if I can remember what I
shall be
had. I
done.
had 3
Oh,
strongholds. And what I ended up doing was moving Marcille up 1, getting her buffed by Coco, putting Citrana in the middle, having this fella jump onto Shemira, my wolf. I think that's everybody, right? No, I got one more slot.
The hunt awaits.
So who do we want to throw in here? Maybe throw in a healer? Like
get ready for the showdown!
Or Makoba. See what happens with that grouping. And we're going to run it with Seismic first, and then do the same thing again, right? Seismic with both her and Cyran, and then we're going to run Pack Bomb. So let's look at the numbers so you can see the HP bars here. And then the Marcille finally gets her ult off, but it looks like Shemira's getting her ult off, and we might be in danger here. And we're dying, and we're dead. Yeah, but see, Marcille's still doing 29k, and she didn't even get her ult off that time. She's trying to keep people alive, so let's see if we can keep her alive. And get her to ult, because if she gets an ult, that's pretty much win on these groups, the way I've seen it. So maybe I didn't have her out there before. Maybe I had someone else. Who did I have? You know, someone that pairs really well with her, just as a side tangent, Nahira. Nahira will stall these guys for 2-3 seconds and buy her some more time to get to her ult faster. So maybe I put Nahira. I mean, but that's not a really good thing. I want to try to do something that somebody else can do. I mean, I could throw in the new guy. What's his name again? Nazarick. We could throw in Nazarick in there. We could throw Shakir in there. Maybe throw in Smokey and Mirky. We just need to get people to live a little longer, so maybe Smokey and Mirky.
Who else needs a little pick-me-up?
Throw her in there. See what happens. We need Marcille to get her ult. That's the key here. And there she goes. You should see AP drop. Yep, dropping on all those. Looks like we're not going to get the win now. It's going to be Shemira versus Marcille and Zandra. Marcille's trying, and we win, right? So that is not ideal. I would hopefully have everybody live, but you can see 46, 7k, and Shemira's putting out 60k, and she's healing herself for almost 10k, and then obviously Marcille is doing 47k, but she's also healing her group, like whoever is taking the most damage. So she's probably putting a lot of those heals on Xandra. Yeah, you can see Lone Wolf is healing a lot too. But yeah, wonder what happens if I put Lone Wolf on her as well. Yeah, we might come back to that in another video if we do another one. Let's just keep going, because I don't want to spend all day doing the Mauler group. You guys probably don't want to spend all day watching that, so let's go to the next one. So where you say, okay, we got to win with that one, so let's put in Cyran.
Let's see who dares to challenge me.
And let's run that. You know what's going to help keep the group alive? Switching to Pack Bond. So in this specific group instance, switching to Pack Bond might be better for Mauler. We're getting our ult off from Shemira. Cyran's about to get hit. There comes Cyran. Something like that. Oh yeah. See, here's an instance where Marcille is actually better than Cyran, if not in every single instance, because she actually won the match. See, Cyran only got off 11k. Shemira got 37. So let's see. Let's go back to Marcille. Same exact grouping. And let's run Pack Bond. Pack Bond's going to give her survivability because it's allowing to share the damage taken and healing between all of them. So all the heals and all the damage is shared as a group. We're going after Shemira with our Lone Wolf. We're running. So we can see our HP bars are full. We take a look at the damage there initially. We're about to get our ultimate off, and then okay. And see, that was a little more decisive. It ended up being the same two people that survived, Sandrock and Marcille. I think actually got 48k. 11k healing, 37k, 6k healing. So she is kind of similar to Shemira, in fact. Because, I mean, and we're talking about Cyran and Shemira. We're talking about two heroes that have been staples of PvP since they came out, since the day they came out. People have been using these people and they have not fallen out of rotation. So that leads me to believe that Marcille is on par with that. She's going to be the same thing. She's going to be somebody that everybody at the top level will want to have in a group somewhere. She may not be in your number one group, but she's going to be in your 2 or your 3 or possibly your 4 or your 5 in Vanguard if you get Clashfronts. Supreme Arena, I can't imagine her not being in one of those 3 groups. I'm running her in a very complex group, and I will show that at the end. Because it's a very expensive group, and a lot of people are not going to be able to run that. So, but yeah, Pack Bond helps keep her alive longer, so maybe Pack Bond is the best one, because she needs to live to that ult, do maximum damage. Obviously, she doesn't have to ult. If she's in a well-balanced group that's built for PvP, and not just something I threw together with, my highest level people, she's not going to really have to ult to succeed. She's going to be able to fulfill her role, and hopefully she gets the ult, but she doesn't have to. So here we go. We're going to run...
I'm all grown up
let's run Diamond's Buffer. Let's run...
The battlefield. A state orders
I had
accepted.
Cowan out here. I've had Phantasmal on her. I'm trying to run her every time. I think I had Bonnie out here. No, I had Near. I don't remember. And I moved everybody over.
Let's
So
go
Near can
harvest
buffer.
together.
Let's move this opposite mirror. And did I do that right? Yeah, there we go. So now Neru's buffing her, Diamond's buffing her, the Dragonborn Phantasmal is buffing her, and we're full up. So, I mean, again, I don't think anybody's out here running this. It's a full Graveborn with Marcille. And we're going to run it with Seismic first, because that's the way we've been running all of them. Here we go. It's Graveborn versus Graveborn. Got our HP falling. Looks like Shemira's out of the box. Ulting, Marcille's ulting now, and see those HP drop. Man, it's bad. And it looks like we're going to win with the whole group intact. Cyran's going to get off the home because it's too late. Marcille's about half health there when everybody's dead. So yeah, 40k. She didn't do much healing that time. That is a little surprising. I guess it's because Ludwig is doing all the healing. She doesn't need to. Ludwig is keeping them capped off, so her healing doesn't need to do anything. So, and this is a more dominant group. This actually looks like it could be a viable PvP group the way it performed just now. Probably not when tested against some of the other cookie cutter builds, but impressive number, 40k. So let's go back and pop in Cyran.
Now,
Cyran's popping
let's
in.
see who dares to challenge me.
Alright, same exact group. Cyran with Seismic. And I think we're going to get a win here too. I'm pretty sure most of the time if Marcille wins, Cyran will win. We did see the exception against that Mauler group. We're coming out of the box. He's ulting. Cyran is ulting the same exact time Marcille did. So you can see this is literally like a 1-for-1. Marcille's ulting at the same time Cyran's ulting. So it's not like she has an advantage because he's ulting faster. She's not. She's doing the same thing Cyran is, really. They're just different characters with different substitutions. And it looks like the might get the win pretty close. Shemira's still alive. She's still open. And Diamond is kind of down. So with Pack Bond, maybe Cyran gets the win there, but let's look at his numbers. Say 32. Whereas she was putting out 40. And she was doing it a whole lot faster too. Ludwig had to do less healing. So you can see that on a side-by-side comparison with the same groups going against, I mean, this is a controlled environment. I'm trying to run an experiment here. It's the same group every time, and it's the same group we're swapping her in and out. The only thing we didn't test is the Cyran with the Pack Bond. But we're going to go back to Marcille and show you the Pack Bond. Let's see if we get some more results. We got 40k with her last time, and everybody was still alive. She was about half. Let's see what happens. HP dropping. And then she gets the ult off before Shemira even comes out with Pack 1. That's an interesting turn of events. She's about half health, and really almost identical results, almost. I mean, she did ult faster that time, and she got 38k. You know, she didn't do much healing because Ludwig was doing all the healing. Diamond had some shielding coming out, and yeah, similar to when she had the seismic. But yeah, she's performing better in a group versus Cyran. We might even want to do a video with her, you know, subbing in for Shemira, so you can say, hey, she's a lot like Shemira in her PvP capability. She is a mage, but she does high burst damage. So let's see. Last group, right? So we got one more group to do. No, that's everything. That's Greyborn. So now we're going to jump into my special group. So if I can remember, maybe I have it saved. Let's see if I have it saved. Yeah, this is it right here. Alright, and I may have to move some stuff around. This might be an early version. Yeah, this is an early version of it because I think I have Marcille over. No, that's right. I have Mahira. I have Hulu over here. I have Seda here. I think I have Mahira in front of her so that she can put a revive on Mahira. And I think I had, yeah, like this, so that Athalia has the buff from, is it Lucia? Yeah, Lucia, yeah. She has the buff from Lucia. So this is the group that I am running in my Supreme Arena. It is nasty. I mean, it should be. I've got all these people maxed out on P4 with wings. You know, I've got Kulu, I've got Mahira, I've got Athalia, I've got Seda. So, you know, if these three don't kill you, if these four don't kill you, Seda's going to stay alive with Athalia, and she's going to outlast you. So this group is pretty nuts. So let's watch and see what it does. And like I said, this is my real group. This is what I am running today. If you fought me today, you would see this group. And you can see how everything is just dying. Now, some of this isn't Marcille. I mean, Marcille just wiped them out at the end. You know, she just said, hey, let's clean this up, right? And so, yeah, Athalia's getting a lot of damage in there, but Marcille is the lion's share of the damage. Hulu's getting a little bit. Mahira's getting that distraction at the beginning to allow Marcille to pump out damage for 2 or 3 seconds before they even do it, right? It is nasty. So let's take a look at that with Pac Bond. Maybe even throw on. Let's try doing it with you know, let's see Pac Bond first, and then we'll try doing it with just like a base artifact and see what kind of results we get. You know, to see if we can still dominate crappy artifacts. It's like 5 seconds in, everything's almost dead. You know, Marcille and Kuglu are ulting right at the end. We're still getting the assassin. Yeah, Athalia is doing a little more there. So it's probably going to go back and forth depending on just RNG. Athalia might get more, Marcille might get more, but between those two, they're just going to kill everybody. And the cool thing about it is Marcille's actually healing people too. So it's like, this is a full nuke team with just a little bit of healing. And Seda is giving you some shielding. So it's like, you don't need a healer. You don't need a tank. You got shielding and you're just nuking the hell out of you. Now, again, I know a lot of people have these people maxed out the way that I do. But if you do, you can run this and pretty much wipe the floor with almost anything. And I don't... There's probably something out there that can beat it, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. It probably has Dunling to keep you from ulting. But even without ulting, Mahira's going to do some damage and distract you. Marcille's going to do a lot of damage even without ulting. Athalia's going to do a lot of damage even without ulting. Seda is pretty ult dependent. She's not doing a whole lot other than, you know, she's shielding people and whatnot. Maybe not. Try to get the shielding on, yeah, like Mahira. I would love to get the shielding. Oh, I got an idea. I think this is even better. In fact, I think this is how I actually set up in my runs, because I want the shielding on Marcille and Mahira, because those are the two I want to live the longest, right? If all these other people die, Athalia's doing damage after death. Hulu, her bomb and wall stays in, her bomb's on them, and her wall stays in effect, you know, because now we're getting attacked. And that's another thing. Hulu is like a pseudo tank in effect, because she's keeping people from getting across the board and hitting you. I mean, she's not absorbing damage the way a tank would from casters, but this is just a nasty little fruit. Let's see. I don't know. What's the worst one of these? Probably Blazing Spell. I don't think anybody never uses blazing spells. Let's run that. We're going against a full artifact team, our fully powered up artifact to get damage. And I assume this team has a chance. You know, dick, right?
Evil has been cleansed.
Dazzling DPS on that. Yeah, see, in this case, Athalia is going to be doing a lot more. Nice. Because they're not lasting long enough, really. If Marcille lasts, if they last long enough for Marcille to do some damage with her ult, she would blow Athalia out of the water with that ult damage. So let's go to another setup. This one is a more harder setup to beat because it's got Dawnlinger and Seda in it. It's another one of my guildmates. Let's see, we've got, I think in the back we've got Lara. It's kind of weird. Not a lot of people use Valara, and she's the only one that's going to get the ult. Theta, and I think Pandora's in there. Yeah, Pandora's kind of hidden in there. The hero graphic. All right, so with that group, and we're, you know what? Let's run it with this one, a crappy artifact. And let's see what happens. You know, he's preventing the ult. Dunley is just sticking here, so I'm not getting the ult off. Marcille is dead, but she still did some damage. And it looks like we're probably going to end up just going to be a race between their Athalia and my Seda. Their Seda and Athalia and my Seda and Athalia. Over here still alive too, but she's still getting buffed in there. As far as speed, pace. So it's just going to be, hey, can we kill their Seda faster? Yeah, here it is. It's just going to be a race now. Their Seda gets off, getting the shield, I'm coming out. And then we're going to get an ult here. Boom, dead. And we're going to... Right? I think I still got some more seeds left, so I'm going to end up getting them. Plus, they have a Pandora box that's going on too, so a lot. Still not all there. I think that last seed is probably me. I hope it's me. Okay, there's another seed. And now I'm dead. So I'm coming out. This is the last seed on the board. So all we have to do is get the kill and it's win. So it's just a race condition at that point.
Evil has been cleansed.
Yeah. Athalia. And the Marcille didn't really get a lot of damage off. She died too fast. I wonder if there's a way we can get her to live longer. We could definitely get her to live longer with better artifacts, like pack bonds. Let's do that. Or seismic even, because seismic's going to get some damage out on them and maybe drop one or two of their guys before they can do a lot of damage. And you may even want to do Aerostorm spell here. Let's try all of them. Why not? Let's see them all. Pack bond first. That's probably going to be our winner. We got our Mahira distracting them. They're all going down really fast. And Marcille's still alive, as you can see. And everybody's still alive. So this is just a combination. You saw before, it came down to Seda and Athalia going back and forth. They say Seda and Athalia, I Seda and Athalia. It's not even an issue now because I've got everybody alive still. And it's going to come down to it again, but it's going to be a lot less close. Because I had everybody alive for a lot longer. Mahira's still out there. See? I still have Mahira alive.
Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
Just you and me.
Mahira. But anyway, yeah, she did a little more damage that time. Athalia's still the lion's share damage there. So let's try a different one and see what happens with it. Let's go to seismic. Let's go to seismic. See what that does. So maybe we can down something a little faster. Yeah, so you look, everybody gets good. Marcille's already dead though. She's a little squishy, depending on, it's Athalia that's really doing that, so I wonder if I move her like off on her own. I mean, I want to try to do it in a blind way, because you're not going to be able to guide guys unless you're in Supreme Arena or Arena. Clashfronts is going to be blind. You're not going to know who you're facing when you're facing. And it's going to be similar win.
Let's
right?
celebrate.
So, the tag bond.
Just you and me.
And yeah, so it's Athalia carrying that team for the most part against this specific group. And it's probably because Dunlinger is keeping Marcille at bay for the most part. And she's just dying too fast on top of that. That Athalia's coming through and just slicing her to bits. Let's try putting her over by herself or something. Like, hold on, let's do this. Move her, move the hero over here. So that way maybe their Athalia will go over here versus over here and see if Marcille can move. Marcille's health is, she's dead. Everybody gets grouped up. we made it. I think that's this again. Because it ends up being here, Seda and Failure versus Seda, Failure, and Pandora Fox. And eventually I'm going to lose my Mahira. There she goes. Oh, no, it's a game over, isn't it?
Evil has been cleansed.
And it's going to be the same thing, yeah. I don't even think Marcille did even less damage there. So for that group, it's just not a lot we can do. Let's see if there's any other ones that are worth showing you guys as far as in this specific set of circumstances. Maybe a Skylar group and maybe a Yantron group. Both of them are high-level PvP groupings. Yeah, and there's another Dunlinger with a Diurnal. This is a weird grouping too, though. Yeah, Faramore's out there. This is kind of a weird grouping, but we're going to put it back the way it was. Use this, USA pack bomb. I think that is the strongest one. Blue over here. Thalia here. Or front. And this is more just to demonstrate more damage numbers from Marcille, because I think she's going to be a heavy hitter here. Yep, she's the heavy hitter. As long as she does not take damage early on, she will decimate teams. Run the Yantron. I can't remember what Yantron is set to be in friendly right now. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Running a Citrana build with Sylvina. Oh, this is the Sylvina nuke team that my build leader was working on. He came up with this thing, and Sylvina will basically one-shot pretty much anything when this thing opens. So it looks like Seda's going to go down, which we really don't care because Seda's going to live. She'll come right back out of the seed anyway. So this group is kind of tailor-made to beat this group. So let's find out what happens when we do. We're getting grouped up on here. The damage comes through. Thalia. Swiping. And then Achilles coming through, Shemira or Marcille's coming through. And we get an assassin label. And yeah, it's going to be a Thalia in that specific group because they all got grouped up and Thalia just slices through them. That's another reason this group is so good is Mahira and Thalia work really well together. So there's really no need. Marcille is overkill in this case. You know, and this group just could not do anything because I think maybe I'm not even sure they killed Seda right off the bat after watching the replay again. But yeah, that wasn't a very good example. I don't think there's anybody else I want to show here, but I do want to show you a real-world example too, as far as maybe a couple of arena matches. So right now, my current formation has Marcille in it. I'm running a group with Thalia, Dunlinger, Cyran, Marcille, and Zany. So you can see I am just going straight nuke, and I'm trying to prevent you from ulting. I'm running the Confining spell, but I also do recommend Waking spell as well. Both of these work equally good in this group. Just some trade-offs. You get some healing, you get more damage, you know, that kind of thing. Defense versus offense. I'm going to leave it on the offensive one for now. We're going to go in and do some attacking, and you're probably not going to see a lot of good groups for me to attack. I mean, I don't feel like attacking my guild just for a video. But I will show you some examples about how they decimate some of these lower level groups. Kind of fun, specifically. Nami. Nami is pretty competitive. She's not in my guild. He or she, whatever. Alright, as you can see, I'm running that same group that's laid out a little differently because of the board that Nami chose. And I'm running the healing one too. So, and Dunlinger is going to let Cyran ult instead of Marcille. I mean, it really doesn't matter. We'll flop these, and it wouldn't make a difference, I don't think. But we're going to run it the way I had it built, and show you that Marcille does a lot of damage doing this stuff. And I know I had, I think it's a relatively close on power. 17 from 900, something 900. You see, people are staying alive quite a lot. Wow. Even with all my new capabilities. And then I finally get that win, right? So.
I'm number one.
And see, look at this. Look at this. Zany, Marcille, and Cyran. All three of them are doing damage. Ophelia's not even really doing that much. She's just there as a stopgap. You know, she gets killed, she continues to do more damage. And yeah, this group is an okay arena group. Nami does change a lot. Let's see. Is there somebody else I can show you that might put up a decent fight, specifically with arena? Corona. Corona is only 801k though, so I mean I do have a sizable strength advantage on them of over 140k. But he's running Dunlinger, Seda, Pandora, Mahira, and Athalia. So this group will survive quite a bit against mine. So let's run that. So I'm getting stopped on Mahira. Getting roofed up, but then I start doing my damage. Everybody just drops. Yeah, his Athalia's gonna leave. And just rebirth, you know, a couple times. And it's not over yet. Here's the last one. Alright, we still got one more to go. I always forget how long Sega takes to die, because she's always got an automatic.
I'm number
Let's
one.
see. Let's look at those numbers. Yeah, it's mostly zany. Depending on which group you're facing, with this specific build, with Athalia, Gunlinger, Zany, Marcille, and Cyran, sometimes Zany's going to be your star. Sometimes Marcille's going to be your star. Sometimes Cyran's going to be your star. In a rare occasion, Athalia might be your star. Obviously, Dunlinger's basically there for tanking / supporting, because he's trying to keep the other team from ulting at all. So there's some basic look at some of the arena play, real world arena play. You just saw me do some real matches. I'm number one. You know what? I'll show you one against one of the top guys, and hopefully they'll forgive me for attacking them. I usually don't attack them anymore because look at the rankings, right? Say he's number 2. I could attack Say or Ike. Let's see. Let's attack one of them if we can, just to show you against a more competitive team. Say 952k. I can't remember what Say's running. I think he's running a Dunlinger group of some kind. Yeah. Dunlinger, Seda, Athalia, Cyran, and Theta. Okay, similar to what Corona was just running, but not quite the same. We've got our turrets out there. One of our turrets is being supercharged in this specific group. Let's see what we do here. In fact, I want to switch from the cage to the healing awaken spell, because that's what I ran against those other groups. Let's run it. Let's see what happens. He's dead. First is dying. How do you leave? It's been a while since I fought him. No, I think we're getting the lead now. Sada's out there. And here's where the trouble comes in. If Sada can get ult off, which he's not going to. I don't think, unless she catches in your timing. So I did get the win. As you can see, this group is not foolproof, but it is one of the strongest ones I got +7 on. Sorry, Say. I hope you forgive me. If anything, I might let you attack me and get your points back. You know, give you a free win. Take some of these heroes off and give you a free win for letting me show that in the video. And you can see Zany is kind of the star again. Marcille's still there. She's doing some healing, you know. Zany's healing is basically on her turrets, I think is where that healing's coming from. And she's doing about the same as Cyran. And I don't think either one of them ulted, but I think Cyran did get to ult. She's the one that Dunlinger allows to ult. I think he got one off. We could watch the replay, but not. Well, here we go. Why not? Watch it again. And it does look like Cyran's. Not until after everybody's already dead. He's still not ulting. Marcille is dead. And there comes the ult. I knew he got it. I thought I remember seeing it. It's just right at the very end. When it's gonna be used. Let's back out and let's go to Supreme Arena. You can show that my ranking is number 1. Oh, Arrogant jumped up. He was not there earlier. He beat somebody. He beat Seraphim, I believe. So yeah, that's Aragorn's trying to crack in. He attacked me not too long ago. For the most part, well, no. Yeah, Aragorn hasn't attacked me in a while. Yeah, that was 7 days ago. Let's show that. I can't remember if Marcille was already in there. Yeah, I can't even view it because the new season has started. So, but yeah, Marcille and Yoichiro and RG have attacked. All this doesn't count because you can see he didn't actually try. He used Hammy, Chippy, so forth and so on. Yoichiro did legit attack me though. So let's show you what these groups did. My groups, and to give you an idea of my groups, matter of fact, let's go back and show you what I'm running on my Supreme Arena. Supreme Arena, I am running a Cryonaya group, which is Pandora-centric and being buffed by Aliseth. So those the main keys. Dunlinger's there to keep anybody from ulting except for Cryonaya. And I've got Ludwig in the back for healing. So, as you can see, Lucius is kind of there. He doesn't really matter. And I've got Pack Bond on her. My second group is my Perseus group. I'm running Ravion Lily May, so it's an ult blocker, and I'm running Speed Divine Favor for Perseus, and Ravion is going to get buff Perseus. And I've got Zany and I'm drawing a blank Hugin out there as well for healing. So this is one of my favorite groups. Love this group. We've got ult protection, massive damage from Perseus being buffed up. We've got the Ravion cleaning people up, and Zany doing a lot of damage as well. My last group is that group that well, it's not the same group. I lied to you guys. I am running a Theodore, Cyran, Seda, Athalia, and then Marcille group. It is not the Kulu group that I thought it was, because I think technically I just dropped Theodore and throw Kulu in there. And I'm running this one because I like Seda Stall. I can nuke people down with Cyran and Marcille, and if they live through that, I've got the Seda Stall because she's going to be ulting a lot. Now this group would be vulnerable to Dunlinger countering, and possibly even Lily May countering, depending on how heavy a group they're running. But I don't think I'm worried about it, and I'll show you why. I run Seismic on that group. And let's show some of the replays. So let's start with Mercy. Oh, that's old. I can't show you. Oh well. The only one I can show you is the Cryonaya group. Let's start with the Cryonaya group, and you can watch a replay of that. Make sure it's on ready. So they're attacking me. I'm busting them up. In fact, I'm even confused because everybody's already dead. Usually everybody's there trying to freeze it. And if she doesn't, here's the freeze on balance. It does, and Aliseth. Aliseth is buffing Cryonaya, so her spikes get hard. Let's see. Let's just a replay of that one. Let's watch the next script so you can see a real world example of Perseus. Perseus attacking over here on the right side. That's my main damage here along with Zany, and that's Perseus spread out, attacking everything in almost an AoE style. They're just shooting all over this place. You can see people are just dropping like flies. I'm not ever in any danger. HP stays pretty well full the entire time. And let's look at those numbers on that after watching the replay. So as you can see, Cryonaya is our main damage dealer. And then on this one, we've got Zany and Perseus over 100 billion each, right? And those turrets are acting as a pseudo tank. They're eating a lot of that damage, and that's what that is on there. And we're also getting some good defense from our Phantasmal. Or Phantomal, however you say it, I don't care. Then the last one, here's our numbers. Athalia and Marcille are our heavy damage dealers. So let's watch the replay on that. And like I said, if Athalia, Marcille, and Cyran don't get you, Seda will. See, is almost dead. Stopping my Seda from ulting. Karat's coming out. Getting stunned. Cyran's getting his ult off, and it's over. And I like Marcille so much, I don't think I'm ever going to take her out of the rotation for the foreseeable future. She hits really well. So let's go ahead and go over her abilities at the very end, like I promised. This is getting to be a longer video. I did not intend it to be this long. I apologize. Let's see. Marcille. Oh, that's Shemira. Yeah. Marcille. So we're gonna go talk about her ultimate. Right? It's passive, has a passive and an active feature. The passive is all of Marcille's skills require chanting to cast. Her chanting speed is affected by both haste and attack speed. She continuously attempts to cast her various skills. Each time Marcille finishes chanting, she permanently increases her haste by 10 and energy recovered by 5%, stacking up to 10 times. But each time she does a chant, she can get up 10% or 10 haste and 5% energy recovery rate. So she's going to ult faster, she's going to get more energy faster, she's going to attack faster in general. So she just kind of snowballs. She can get up to 100 haste. This is 10 stack times 10 is 100. So her active part of that is Marcille immediately spends 200 energy and it continues to chant at a cost of 80 energy per second, which is a low cost. Summon Skyfish to dash across the battlefield and deal 550 plus 50%, so 600% damage to enemies in its path on its level 5. The base chanting frequency for summoning Skyfish is once every 2 seconds. So we're summoning these every 2 seconds and faster with haste, right? So maybe 1.5 seconds. Same thing, this is very fast. After chanting for 3 seconds, Marcille unleashes an explosive spell in the area with the most enemies dealing 440% on level 4. Damage to all enemies within a 1 tile radius. So she's hitting 1, 2, at least 1 person, 2, 3, 4 people probably on a minimum of that. If you're lucky, you get all 5. I'm betting she's getting at least 2 to 3 people every time she casts that. And she's going to cast that in 2.5 seconds, maybe even 2 seconds, depending on her haste, right? So after chanting for 2 seconds, this is another really short cast, Marcille generates a magical flash of light around an ally surrounded by enemies, so your tank most likely. Is recovering 300 plus 30%, so 330% of the ally's HP while dealing 330% damage to all nearbys on level 4 enemies and blinding them for 4.4 seconds, which is increased by her skill power. So this is blinding, so this is stopping people from hitting people. So less damage, and those hits don't get hit, so they don't get energy off those hits, so they don't get ult as fast. So, great ability. So these 3 things alone is where she's doing most of her damage. The rest of this, she's getting some more haste. She has a revive ability. I think she's the first character to actually revive other characters versus having a death save the same way Tassie or Mayra has a death save. Prevents them from dying. And Seda will come back to life from her seeds, but this is the first person who's actually casting it on another person. You can do it twice if you have Lyos in your group, which I probably never will. I don't think it's a good PvP player. I could be wrong. But anyway, so this ability will not only do it does more damage too when it does the revive, and then extra damage and extra healing for the reviving. And enhanced force during battle, Marcille recovers 10 additional energy per second for each ally who is currently providing her with a buff up to 3 stacks. So I think this is why a lot of people are running Wilder. It's just you can get that the 3 stacks easier and become unaffected. And unaffected is always a good thing. It's never a bad thing. You always want to get unaffected whenever you can, because it's going to prevent a lot of stuff from happening to your hero, as far as stuns and immobilizations and whatever, right? Whatever that may be. Poisons, I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that unaffected is going to keep from happening to her. So she doesn't have a lot of great survivability other than an unaffected thing, maybe. So she's kind of like a glass cannon in the fact that she can hit really hard. She can do some ancillary healing on your tank or whoever's surrounded by enemies. But the most important thing is she's going to do a lot of damage really fast, especially if she gets to ult. The cool thing about her is that she doesn't have to ult. She can do a lot of damage with just explosive spell and magical flash alone, right? And then the ult thing is where she really shines. If she gets that ult off, you're in deep trouble. Really like her. I recommend that you get her now, because once she comes off the banner, it's going to cost a fortune to keep getting her. So you got about 20 more days to get her as of the recording of this video. So if you don't have her, you might want to think about getting her. And thanks again for hanging out with me. I hope this has been helpful to you. At the very least, maybe you got to laugh at me. I don't know. So have a good day. Bye.